Welcome to the Therapist and the Wildcard, the show about grief, mental health, and all the messy stuff in between. One of us helps people heal for a living, and the other probably needs more therapy. Together, we keep it real, raw, and sometimes ridiculous. Welcome to the Therapist and the Wildcard. I'm Vit, certified grief coach, psychology student, widow, and wildcard. This is Jen,
the clinical social worker that balances her out. Today, you're going to 7. Today's topic might be a trigger for some, so if you're uncomfortable, visit us next time. Yep. So today's topic is suicide. Suicide. Like I said, it was like suicide. Suicidal ideations.
Whoa.
Thoughts of suicide.
Okay. How do we... This is a heavy topic.
It is, and I don't think there's any easy way to
jump
start,
in.
Right?
Oh, now the producer wants to call.
Yeah, put in his 2 cents. We love you. Yes, so I do
Say
think...
it back.
Cool. Good talk. Yeah, so that's hence the trigger warning. It's a tough topic.
There's no way to
let's
ease
just
into it.
There's not. Talk about the lowest point that you remember being where you contemplated this.
Would you agree that it would be the 5-month anniversary? Well,
there's sometimes. There were thoughts before then.
There were.
And you were able to kind of work through some stuff. We put some stuff in place. You moved some stuff around. You spent more time with friends. Like, you kind of got through those days that were really bad, and then you hit another point.
Right. Because there was, the time where I was suicidal was kind of like, it was like a 7-month span.
This is true.
Different
levels.
Depths or levels.
Yeah.
And I think did we talk briefly about the 3-hour night here on any of the podcasts?
We did. Yep.
That was probably... Did you know I was suicidal before then?
We had talked that it was on your mind, but it was more of like a passive thoughts, not really sticking around, no plan per se. And then...
Did I say it because of who I am, I kind of... You can't really joke about suicide, but like...
Right.
You know.
But you would do dark humor jokes about it and like...
Yeah.
Send videos or reels of people getting hit by buses. Like,
okay, well. Sounded like a good idea at the time.
Dark humor, right? And it worked, but you know what? There's a certain point where you can tell, like...
This person...
The seriousness
needs help.
And the level that you're at, yeah.
Okay.
So, that 3-hour night, you were at one level. The 5-month mark, would you say you were at a different level?
I don't know.
I see them both as around the same level of ideations. Like,
yes.
you were done. You were like, I can't live without him.
I feel like the 5-month anniversary, I made some choices that night that I probably shouldn't have. Where the 3-hour night that we were here, I didn't really make any choices per se.
Right.
So...
Well, and that's the thing, right? When you were here for that 3-hour night, we were able to kind of talk through some stuff. We talked a lot about, and we put some plans in place. You called a friend when you were sitting here with me, you know, but on the 5-month mark, you didn't use those resources. You were just like, fuck it, I'm done. And you went and did your thing, and you were like, this is the only thing I can do to make myself feel better.
And I didn't want to use my resources because I remember Vanna, I believe she said I could come over.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to.
Right.
Like, I wanted to be reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to say, can you explain kind of like your mindset at that point?
Ooh.
If you recall some of it, like
The 3-hour night or the 5,
I guess
or the 5th
both.
anniversary?
Like what?
I remember and was it the 3-hour night where you were going through like my family and friends to try to like give me a reason to not
Right.
unalive myself? You were like, well, what about this? And what about this person? And what about this one? And I didn't care.
Yeah.
Like I was at a point where
You were like, they'll be fine. It's fine.
they'll get over it. They'll
Yep.
be fine. I'll die. And they'll move on like everyone else does in life.
Right.
And you were naming them all.
I was trying so hard.
Any person you knew of mine, you were naming them.
Positive things in life. And
Yes, and I just was, my mind was just, fuck it. Like, they'll be fine. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I just literally did not, I didn't want to be here.
Right.
Everything was, it was too heavy to even try to even figure it out or see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
I just didn't. I was, fuck it. I was, at this point, it'll be better off if I'm not here.
Well, in the 3-hour night, I feel like was within the first 2 months. And that was pretty early on because it was before the holidays and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It was pretty early on. And, you know, some of that stuff is expected. It's really hard. You're not the only person that lost someone like that suddenly and ever felt that low that you just couldn't go on.
Right.
You know, but you did something about it and somebody recognized it. If I had just left, I don't know that we would necessarily be here. I don't think that you would have taken your life that night. I really don't. You know, you thought you could, right? You had this pseudo plan, not like a real plan.
I had a gun.
We're not going to talk about the gun.
I thought we could.
Oh, we can, but like...
It's a factor.
Oh, it totally is. And I'm not saying that, but like when you and I talked about it too, I mean, the gun left the house that night and...
No, it didn't.
Was it the next night?
No.
It left pretty quick because you called a friend that night and they were willing to take it. Oh yeah, but it had been a few days until it left because I kept asking you.
It was like a week or it was a couple of weeks, I feel like. Because you kept, I remember you specifically saying, did you give the gun to your friend to hold?
To hold.
Because I didn't want to get rid of it because it was Chris's.
Right.
And I remember saying, no, I still have it. And you asked me, you were like, why don't you want to give it to her? And I didn't want to answer you. Because I was like, you know the answer.
Right.
And because it took away my option, had I wanted to. And then I don't know what changed for me to give it up. Do you remember?
I think a lot of it was just circumstances too. It kind of all fell into place. I think me asking you numerous times was annoying. But I think you knew at a certain point that you just needed to. But I also remember a point too, and I don't really know when this was in the process, but you were like, can I get my gun back? I had a good week.
Oh, I remember.
Remember that conversation? I was like, one week. It's like, let's give it a month.
I was like, so do you think you can call Tam and tell her I can have my gun back? And you were like, no, absolutely not. And I was like, I had a good week. And you were like, yeah, try having a good year. Like,
1 week doesn't cure it all. But that's the thing, too. You were like, oh, I'm better. I had a great week, blah, blah, blah. Like, let's wait until the next 1 month anniversary and see what happens, right?
yeah, I always had a hard time around the anniversary dates.
Yep.
The first, like, the actual first of each month was, I just recognized that with the last time that I spent time with him and I saw him alive. And then the second is when I woke up
And he was
and
gone.
he was gone. So it was always like a 2-day banger, if you will. And didn't a lot of them end up on like a weekend?
Oh, yeah, that was horrible.
Because we
would talk about that. I'm like, okay, you're not working. What are you going to do? And you're like, I don't know.
You need to plan this weekend.
Yep. We would come up with a plan every time. It was like 4 times that it fell across a weekend.
Yeah,
Saturday was the first, Sunday was the second. I'm like,
I could tell you were like getting tired of it because you were like, oh Lord.
I was like, over 4 weeks. We've been here 4 weeks ago, and here we are again. But every time we were like, okay, what's your plan? Who's your people? Who are you going to call? I talked to you on some of those weekends.
You probably talked to me on all of those weekends, let's be real.
But you know what? We both knew that you couldn't just stay at home because you would have been a wreck. You would have just been crying. You would have been like, nope, I'm not doing this, blah, blah, blah.
And then I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, was one of them, I think it was the second, and it was like the day I was like coming back from, is that the day I crossfaded? That was the 5th month.
You were coming back from Ohio.
Ohio. I stopped at the dispensary. You were on the phone with me.
Oh, yeah.
That was all the same day. So that was the second. That was
yep.
I was coming home from Ohio.
After leaving his family, which is always difficult.
It was always, it's still sometimes difficult. Like, I hate leaving them. I know they're an hour and a half away, but like.
They're family.
They're
all you have of him.
I like genuinely love, I'm going to fucking cry. I'm not going to cry.
We fixed the tissues. You need tissue?
Not today. We're not going to do it.
Doing it, okay.
Like, I enjoy being with them.
Right.
Like, they're just loving and accepting, and being with them makes me still feel like I have a part of Chris in a way. And I know, like, me being around for them makes them feel the same as well. But yeah, that was month 5. So I was already emotional because I was leaving his family. Mm-hmm. I called you before I even got to the dispensary, and it was maybe like a 20, 30-minute drive from Kenesha. So it's pretty quick into it that day. And then, I had picked up a bunch of stuff. And now I never really did this stuff, ever before he passed. Like the gummies and all of that. I still have never smoked. So I didn't even really, I was just buying shit at that point. I was like, throw it in the car.
One of everything, please.
Because you can just pick it up.
I know.
Like,
it's crazy.
It's wild.
Yep.
And you were like, okay, do not listen to music. So you were like, what are you going to do on the drive home? In my head, I'm talking to you.
True. Okay.
You're like, don't listen to music, put on a book, and like, nothing was helping that day.
Yeah.
Like, nothing.
No.
Like, you were helping, but I was still bawling on the phone.
Right.
Like, I remember, like, yes.
Yeah.
And I remember getting back to Michigan. I went to Staples for some reason. And I cried the whole time in Staples. Like, crying.
I vaguely remember us talking about that afterwards. Okay.
I remember. Right. Just people staring at me, and I'm just bawling and didn't really give a fuck.
Yep.
Good old Staples. And I think you were like, you wanted me to go to see a friend, or you were like you need to be with somebody.
To not go home.
And I was like, I don't want to be with somebody. Like, I'm just like in such a negative space that I don't ever want to like be negative and put it on somebody else.
Right.
And, be the Debbie Downer. Because let's be real, I am. When you're like that, you are. So I do remember reaching out to Marilyn because you were like, I'm sure they would let you come over. And I texted her, I was like, I'm having a bad day. Like, do you mind if I come? Absolutely. And then I was just like, I don't want to go there. I didn't want to be around people. Like, I was in a bad mental space.
Yeah. Yep.
Vanna was like, oh my God, yeah, come over. We can do this, we can do that. And I was just like, no. Like, I was having suicidal thoughts, and I didn't want to be talked out of them, which is why I didn't go to Vanna's.
Did you know that then?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's why you didn't want to be around people.
Mm-hmm. Marilyn, I don't think she knew I was like having suicidal thoughts. But I knew Vanna knew me enough to know.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be talked out of it because I was like, if I'm gonna do something, it is what it is. So, I was gonna go to my brother's. That's how I ended up in the position I was in. Mm-hmm. See, that night's a little wonky for me.
Yep.
So,
yep.
I was heading to my brother's. Yeah. Okay.
Starting to come back to you a little bit now.
It's a little hazy.
A little hazy still. It's okay.
I stopped at the liquor store, and I don't know what the fuck I thought I was going to accomplish that night, but I picked up a fifth of Tito's and a fifth of Hennessy. And scratch-off tickets.
Didn't you go to Kroger and get the pink Whitneys?
Well, hold on. We're not there yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I rushed it. My bad.
Please hold. So I'm in the parking lot of the liquor store. I got my 2 fifths, two $20 scratch-offs. I've never bought a scratch-off in my life.
Did you even win anything?
Yeah, I did. Actually, $100.
There's a reason to live.
There you go. I got my money back for the liquor. Liquor is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, but I didn't care because fuck it. We were going to get lit. And I decided to take a gummy in the parking lot. Wait, when did I drink the liquor, though? Was it in the parking lot of the liquor store as well?
I don't know. I just remember the whole Kroger, pink Whitneys, your brother coming over to Kroger.
Croissants.
Oh, yeah. Croissants, and what else did you get? You got something else. You got a whole bunch of crap, like.
I ate a whole box of croissants in the car.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so you must have been at the liquor store, taking
I
a gummy.
took a gummy.
And then you probably wanted food.
No. Okay, this is what I did. I bought a fifth of Henny, fifth of Tito's. And then they had those little shooters of pink Whitney.
That's what it was.
And I think I bought 2 of those.
Okay.
So I got in the car. I'm not going to go to jail after I expose all this, am I? Like, they can't, do anything now.
I don't know. We'll Google that before we put it out there.
Okay. So I take a gummy, and I take both shooters of pink Whitney. Because my brother lives right down the street. Not even a mile away from the liquor store. Maybe 2. So I'm like, oh, my brother never has good snacks. Like, I'm going to end up spending the night, so let me go stop at Kroger. It's right across the street from his house. As I'm in Kroger, okay, I'm on the phone with Vanna. I'm on FaceTime. And, she witnesses me take the gummy, drink the shots. And I go into Kroger and pick out a couple of things, one of them being a pack of croissants. Because that just...
It just hit then.
They were everything seasoned croissants. I remember that.
Hey.
And knowing me, I probably picked up some random ass fruit because that's just what I do.
Sounds about right.
And I picked up a 12-pack of the pink Whitney shooters.
That's what I remember. Yep.
And I remember being in Kroger and I'm like, uh-oh. I was like, I got to get out of here because I'm not.
I'm not okay.
I'm not okay. I don't know what is happening right now. Mind you, I was never a drinker before Chris passed, nor did I do any sort of gummy or drug.
Right.
I didn't even know what crossfading was until that night. So I barely make it out of the store. I don't even remember making it out of the store. I remember telling Vanna, I gotta get out of here. And the world, everything was spinning.
Yep.
I was not okay. And I remember going out to the car, and that's when I I remember going from very, very intense, sad feelings to then cracking the fuck up at I don't even know what. And That was, I don't even know how long. Like, it when I tell you the night was kind of a blur, it was kind
Right.
of, I remember specific points.
But not
Everything.
Yeah.
Vanna stayed on FaceTime with me the whole time. At one point, I wouldn't say she was mad, but you could tell, like, she was kind of worried, upset that I was doing this. She was upset she was witnessing what was going on.
Right.
And I don't know who told my brother where I was. Could have even been me, because I don't remember. But I remember him showing up at the Kroger parking lot, and I locked the door. And I remember, like, crying on the phone with, she's like, just talk to your brother. I was like, no, I can't talk to him. I'm not going to talk to him. And then I remember, like, the very intense emotions, and then, like, laughing because I locked his ass out and I wasn't going home with him. And he's like, let's just go home. Like, he's yelling at me through the window, and I'm telling Vanna, I'm like, I can't drive. So, like, I don't know what he thinks we're going to do, but I can't drive. And then I got into the mode of, like, he wants me to go home? Fuck it, okay. I'll drive. I'll show him. Because I was being reckless. I did get in the car after buying the Pink Whitneys, and I took, like, another 1 or 2. And then I don't know what the fuck happened. They were just little twist tops. I couldn't open them. Like, they were not opening.
Well, that was a miracle, probably.
Like, I know, Vanna was like, take it as a clue. Like, just stop trying to open them.
Yep.
I'm like, but no, it won't fucking open, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, so my brother finally gets me to leave Kroger in the car. I was an asshole that night. I faked him out and went the other way. And he followed me. And I think at that point, after that, Vanna had hung up. She goes, I know your brother's with you. I can't do this anymore. I gotta go.
Yeah.
And my brother, like, was still trying to just get me home. And he was like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing.
I'm fine.
Fine.
At this point, were you still having, like, suicidal thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're just this is gonna do it for you, and...
Yeah, because I remember he lived right across the street from Kroger. So we didn't have to go far.
Right.
But I stopped my car in the middle of the road, long ways on purpose. So...
Your intentions were still there. Okay. Granted,
I was
being
mad
high and drunk
that he was, like, even found me.
Yeah.
So I remember, like, going back to his house, confiscated all of my liquor like I was 12.
Well, you probably needed it all confiscated.
I remember stuffing some of the Pink Whitneys in my bra. Because he's my brother, he can't go in there. And then, next thing I know, you're calling me. I remember sitting on his couch at home. Oh, no, him and I got into an argument because I was still having and saying a lot of suicidal things. And he was getting upset. He was like, shut the fuck up. Why are you talking like that? And I was like, what do you mean? Why wouldn't I?
Right.
And I think I had, like, finally calmed down a little bit. And I remember vividly sitting on the couch, and my phone was sitting on the couch, and your name just pops up. I remember looking at my brother and saying, I gotta go, I'm about to get in trouble. And I walked upstairs to his bedroom.
Okay.
And I didn't know until the next day how you found out.
How did I find out? You texted me, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Right.
It was me. I told on myself.
Yep.
Because I thought Vanna because this was after that 3-hour night. So Vanna had your number. Tam had your number. So I thought one of them like ratted. I was pissed. Like when you called, I was like, but I remember telling my brother, I'm about to get in trouble.
Yep.
And I don't remember our whole conversation.
That is not a surprise.
Do remember exposing a lot. And
You're pretty honest with me about everything.
I remember that. I don't remember like specifics, but I remember just like, oh, this is. And in my head as I'm saying them, I was like, I'm telling you like the truth beyond beyond belief.
Oh yes.
And I'm in my head I'm thinking, oh, this she's
making a call.
Well, you
I was very close.
You answer. It was like after the first couple of minutes. I do remember that you said Vit. You said, I know, we've talked about this before, and I told you that if I'm worried, I'm going to have to call on you, and you were like, I'm going to call, and this part I remember. I was like, wait.
You just like that. Yep.
I remember it. I was like, wait. Let me just remind you, I am high and drunk, and you were like, you might have just saved yourself.
Right.
Literally, that's what was said.
Yep.
And do you even know how long we were on the phone?
I don't know. A while. Less than an hour.
I talked the whole time. I literally spilled every single thought and emotion that I have ever had.
I could probably go find the note.
God. And I just remember, like, I was like, I can't ever see her again.
Oh, I remember the first time you came into the office after that, because that was the next day, because that was Sunday, and you came in on Monday. Monday nights at 6.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even talk. You wouldn't even look at me. No.
Well, because you had called me the next morning.
Right. I want to make sure.
You were like, I'm calling you in the morning.
You were with your brother.
Yep. And you had called, and you were like, how are you doing? I was like, well, Vanna was upset with me. I had talked to Tam that night as well. And I thought she was going to be mad. She actually was probably the most understanding, shockingly. Like, she did. Like, she called my brother, though, and she was like, hey, take away her keys. And he's like, I did. And she was like, no, like, you have to hide yours and Marilyn's, too, because I know your sister. And if she can't find her, she's going to be like, fuck it, I'm going to take theirs.
Yeah.
She knows me.
Yep.
And so I had, contacted a couple of people. So I woke up the next day, like, kind of suicidal again. I was like, I don't know how I can go on after that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I think I had talked or texted Kanisha or something and Kara. Because I remember waking up to a text from Kanisha the next morning, like, hey, I love you, but I really think you should consider checking yourself into a place. And I was like, oh, fuck, I have a lot to undo. Mm-hmm. And I know when you had, like, texted me or called me, and you were like, how are you feeling? You texted me because I didn't answer the phone. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, I'm embarrassed. I don't know how I can ever show my face again. I don't know how...
Yep.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, well, I'm going to call you at whatever time it was. And
Yeah.
I was like, phone call? You were like, no. We're looking at each other.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, but what did you learn out of that night? Like, you were there. That was probably your darkest night.
That was...
It didn't help with the drugs and the alcohol.
That was fucking stupid. I didn't even know what the mix of the two of them could do, to be honest. Not that I should have done either fucking one of them.
Right.
And what I thought I was going to do with a fifth of either. What?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even, like, a drinker like that.
Right.
So, yeah, I didn't want to be alive that night. I didn't care. I was reckless. And yeah, it was it was dark.
When you woke up the next morning, were you still having those, like, suicidal thoughts? Or were you just like, oh, fuck, I gotta fix what I did last night?
It was more of the, oh, fuck, I gotta fix what I did. Because...
Yeah, but what you did gave you something to focus on instead of death. if you will. Not that you're proud of what happened, but if you had continued the next day with the suicidal ideations,
You'd have called.
you wouldn't have come back from where you were so quickly. You know, your goal at that point was to kind of mitigate anything that may have occurred, you know, make amends with Vanna,
Yeah.
respond to the text message that you sent out that night before.
And like the whole time I'm thinking like Tam and Vanna called you. Who called my brother? I'm pretty sure it was me on all of them. Because I woke
have
up
no
the
doubt.
next day and because I was pissed. I was like, who the fuck called Jen? It was me.
Yep. But you know what? You needed it.
I did. That was a scary night.
And it hasn't happened again.
No. Was that like my last like intense thing?
Yep.
I still don't remember when I gave the gun away. Was it after that or before that?
Before then.
It was?
Yeah.
I still don't have it back. And I'm not mad at it because
No. I mean, it's not that you have any intentions at this point, but
well there's been times
the thoughts have crossed your mind.
where like the thoughts have, I don't know how active the thoughts were, but like they've crossed my mind.
Right.
Like I remember, I don't even know when it was, but it was obviously after this date and it was a bad day. And I remember like thinking, oh, if I had the gun, it's probably good I don't.
Yeah.
And then that's like, cause I know like Tam had asked me, or Jeff, he's like, you know, I still got your brown gun. And I'm like, Tam's like, keep it. She doesn't need it.
Well, that's the thing. You really have no purpose for it right now.
I don't.
So
So
something. But right now, I mean, that was at the 5-month mark, and it's been 16 months.
damn,
So-
it's not even a year and a half.
But it's really been a year since, almost a year since that incident.
Yeah.
But look at where you were a year ago, and where you're at now.
That was rough.
It was.
I put you through it.
It's
Do
okay.
you remember what you were doing that night when I called you? Or when you called me? Because I texted you.
I remember being in my office
Okay.
and talking to you and sitting at my desk, and I know it was a Sunday evening.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was doing.
I remember trying to get off the phone with you.
I would keep
couple of
asking a couple
times.
questions, like, wait.
And I would answer all of them so motherfucking truthfully.
totally.
I was like, oh, this is going to bite. And I even remember saying something.
Yep.
I remember answering a question to you, and without even taking a breath, I was like, that one's going to bite me in the ass tomorrow, isn't it? And you were like, oh, yeah. I was like, okay.
Yep. But that's the thing. You called people, whether you intended to or not. You picked up a bunch of crap to hurt yourself, to be reckless. And in that, you texted random shit to people and made random phone calls,
So embarrassing.
Okay, but you've never done it again and you're never going to do it again. But you understand how low you can be to make those reckless choices.
Yeah, I traumatized myself that night.
You did. You really did.
I
did. But everybody was there for you. Everybody that you called, everybody that you texted, everybody was there for you. So when people are in that situation, they've got to know their people. They've got to be vulnerable. They got to put themselves out there and say, hey, I'm not okay today.
Oh, yeah, I definitely was not.
No, but you knew that you weren't okay when you called Marilyn and said, I'm having a tough day. You knew at that point, and you reached out. You knew you needed
I thought
something.
being like with the kids would keep me
helpful.
occupied, and then their aunt showed up. CrossFit did.
Well, what's done is done, right? You made the choices that you made. You're here to tell about it.
Right. I didn't, like, I'm thankful nothing happened that night. I know that night
Could have been so
I
much worse.
wanted things to happen, but I'm at a place now where I don't want to die. I might joke about it every once in a while, like,
This is true.
if one more thing happens, I'm offing myself.
Yep.
But Like, I don't have
those
the active thoughts. I genuinely don't want to die. Like, and it's crazy sometimes because it makes me feel a way when, you know, Chris isn't here.
Right.
And yeah, I absolutely miss him. I'm devastated and wish he was here.
Right.
And the life that I have right now, I do enjoy. So it kind of fucks me up because, like,
Yeah.
he should be here for that, but he's not. And I know, like, it was hard for me to accept, like, it's okay to enjoy life even though he's not here.
Right.
And I still have a hard time doing it. But I remember you had said it's okay to be okay. That one fucked me up.
You even journaled about that. I remember that.
Because, like, everyone here is like, it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
And I remember, like, I was feeling very guilty for being okay.
Yep.
And you were like, Vit, it's okay to be okay. And I was like, what?
I think you were even like, hold on, let me type that in. You're like, saved it in your
I
notes.
did. It's in multiple places in my phone. It will forever be ingrained into my head.
Because you felt you had to be in this low position, going nowhere in life and grieving forever.
Yeah, because how do you live a life that you love and, you know, are happy, but your person isn't here?
Right.
It makes you feel a type of way. But the fact is, like, they're not here. You do have a life to still live.
Yep.
And I know it takes, you know, people different times and there's different processes for everybody. And I, looking back, don't think a lot of people would even be in my position. Like, it usually, I feel like, takes people a little bit longer to get out of it. And that's not saying I don't have my days or, you know, because even on his birthday, so when was month 5? February?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. His birthday, April 25th.
Was another tough day.
I was drunk by 9:30 in the morning.
I do recall. I remember talking to you that morning.
I wasn't crossfaded. I was smart there. But I think I took, do you remember how many shots? Was it 3
At
or
least
4?
3.
It might have been 4 then. Within this span of 15 minutes.
But was the goal to get drunk or numb? I mean, not to get drunk. Was the goal to, like, die or just to numb the pain?
I didn't want to die. The goal was I'm going to have a shot from my husband because he liked to drink and it's his birthday. And I remember being on FaceTime with Kara. And I was like, fucking, I'm going to do another one. And she was like, Vit, no, you probably shouldn't. And I was like, fuck it. And she was like, oh boy. And on an empty stomach. And I remember I was supposed to see you that morning.
Oh, you saw me after an appointment somewhere.
Pedicure.
With your man Harvey.
My guy Harvey.
And
I remember Lauren literally door dashing me McDonald's breakfast.
I do remember that.
She lived in Florida.
Right.
And she was like, oh no, girl, like,
you need to eat.
Yeah, because I was like, I gotta go. I have an appointment. I have a pedicure. I have therapy. And she's like, no, you're not leaving. You what? No. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm leaving. I'm going to these appointments.
Yep.
And she had ordered me food. I remember talking to you.
While you're eating your McDonald's.
I put you. I'm so sorry. It's
okay.
I really appreciate you.
I know.
Yeah. And damn. Yeah. She got me McDonald's. I sobered up a little bit enough to drive to my pedicure and then come see you. And then had to, do the whole apology and embarrassed thing. And
you're here for a couple hours that afternoon. It was a Friday because you weren't working on Fridays. At that point.
You're right. And I was here all afternoon.
Because I usually didn't work on Fridays.
No. And I remember just sitting in your office. Like we like stopped therapizing a little bit.
Right.
And
I was like, you just need some time.
yeah,
Like,
you basically in your head were like, listen, this bitch is safe here. I know she's not going to go out and do anything crazy. She's in
There's
my
nothing
presence.
reckless.
Like, just sit. So, like,
Yep. We just talked for a bit, and
I think you even like did a little work, and I was just chilling.
Yeah.
I was in my safe space with my safe person.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, and you literally kept me until I think I had like plans that afternoon or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, until you had to go for that, and I was like, okay, you're good.
Thanks for babysitting me.
I got you. I do remember the photo. You were like deep into the OCD at this point.
I sent you a photo
afterwards. So you went home. Do you remember this? You were deep into the OCD. Like the house was pristine, right? And the photo when you got home, there's like McDonald's food on the floor, the couch, the wrappers were everywhere.
And like, syrup, I think, dripping down my couch.
I'm like, who is this?
And I was just like so drunk and out of it when I was like, fuck it. And I remember coming home and snapping you this picture like, what the fuck happened this morning?
And that's the thing. You know what? You are blessed enough to have people in your life that you can count on, that you can call on, that even if you act stupid and make a bad choice, are still there.
Very much
Not
so.
everybody has
that. And I
that.
don't take that for granted.
Yeah.
I realize that if I didn't have the people that I had in my life at the time, there's a very good chance that I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Like if I didn't have you or Vanna, you guys were probably the biggest ones at that point. But, you know, I still had like support from Tam and Kara, Lauren, all the way in Florida.
Right. Hey, Chris's family, like your brother, like,
And I know not everyone has that. And so I genuinely like try not to take that for granted.
For sure.
And I was mad at some points while like being suicidal, like that people cared so much.
Right.
But looking back, obviously, I'm thankful and appreciative and just thankful for that support.
Well, and now you're in a unique position where you're going for your psychology degree. You're running a grief support group. You've been as low as these people have been. And you can take that knowledge and that wisdom and that experience and help them.
And everybody needs somebody. And some of these people don't have
anybody.
Yeah. Like not a soul. And I just look back at all the people that were there for me and I'm like, if I can be that just even for one person, then it's worth it.
It's good. For sure. All right, tough topic today. How are you feeling?
I made it. I was going to cry a few times.
I was kind of close. So
I saw you.
Should we hug it out?
Oh, God.
Let's hug it out. All right. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap for the Therapist and the Wildcard. One of us brings the therapy, and the other brings the chaos. Together, we'll be back with more laughter, healing, and everything in between.